This morning, I woke from a dream unlike any I've experienced before. Jesus was there, not as a distant figure, not as religious imagery, but as a real, tangible presence. And he spoke, not about theology or doctrine, but about you, about the people who would be watching this message today. Before you dismiss this, I need you to hear something. The fact that you're watching this video right now, at this exact moment, is not coincidence. Jesus specifically said that the people who need to hear this message will be drawn to it. If you're here, it's because you're meant to receive what he wants to tell you. I know how that sounds. I know it might feel too personal, too specific to be real. But as I share what he revealed, you're going to recognize yourself in these words. You're going to feel seen, known, and loved in a way you haven't felt in a long time, maybe ever. Jesus gave me 3 specific messages for the people watching this video. Each message addresses something you've been struggling with, something you've been praying about, something you desperately need to hear. And by the end, you'll understand why this Christmas morning encounter happened, why you found this video, and what God is asking you to do next. The connections you're about to make will change everything. Stay with me through all 3 messages. Let me tell you about the dream first, because the setting matters. I found myself in a quiet place, not bright and overwhelming, but gentle and peaceful. There was a figure beside me, and I knew immediately it was Jesus. Not because of how he looked, but because of how I felt in his presence. Completely safe, fully known, deeply loved. He turned to me and said, "Tell them what I'm about to show you. Tell the ones who are tired. Tell the ones who feel forgotten. Tell the ones who've been trying so hard but feel like nothing is working." And then he showed me you. Not your face, not your name, but your heart, your struggle, your exhaustion. And he spoke the first message. Jesus said, "They're tired. Not just physically tired, soul tired. They've been fighting battles no one else can see. They've been holding it together for others while falling apart inside. They've been trying to be strong, faithful, and positive, but the weight is crushing them. And they think I haven't noticed." Does this resonate with you? Have you been carrying burdens that no one around you fully understands? Have you been performing strength while secretly wondering how much longer you can keep going? Jesus wants you to know, he sees it. Every sleepless night. Every moment you've held back tears. Every prayer you've whispered in desperation. Every time you've wondered if you can keep going. He sees all of it. But here's what he showed me next. And this is important. Your exhaustion isn't a sign of weak faith. It's evidence of tremendous strength. You're tired because you've been faithful through difficult circumstances. You're weary because you've been carrying weight that was never meant to be carried alone. Incomplete loop planted. This exhaustion connects directly to the 3rd message Jesus gave me. And when you see the connection, you'll understand why he allowed you to reach this breaking point. Within the next few days, you're going to feel a shift, not because your circumstances suddenly change, but because Jesus is going to lift some of the weight you've been carrying. You'll wake up one morning and realize the crushing pressure has eased. That's him responding to your exhaustion. If you're feeling this soul-deep exhaustion, if you've been trying so hard but feel like you're running on empty, type "I'm tired" in the comments. Jesus sees you, and so do I. Here's what else he said about your tiredness. It's okay to rest. It's okay to admit you can't do it all. It's okay to stop performing and just be. I'm not disappointed in your weakness. I'm honored that you've trusted me enough to keep going this long. Then Jesus showed me something else about you, something deeper that he wants to address. Jesus said, they've been waiting for permission. Permission to change. Permission to let go of things that are hurting them. Permission to walk away from what no longer serves their purpose. Permission to want more, dream bigger, ask for better. They're waiting for me to give them a sign, but I've been giving them signs for months. they just haven't trusted them enough to move. This one struck me deeply because it's so specific. Are you waiting for some external validation before you make a change you already know you need to make? Are you staying in situations, relationships, or patterns because you're afraid that choosing differently would be selfish or wrong? Jesus showed me what you're waiting for permission to do. Maybe it's permission to prioritize your peace over other people's comfort. Perhaps it's permission to pursue the dream you've been suppressing. It could be permission to release a relationship that's become toxic. Or permission to stop being who everyone expects and start being who you actually are. Here's what Jesus wants you to understand. The fact that you're feeling the pull to change isn't temptation or selfishness. It's divine guidance. The restlessness you feel isn't you being ungrateful. It's Him preparing you for your next level. You've been getting signs, the repeated thoughts, the opportunities that keep appearing, the conversations that seem to point in one direction, the inner knowing that won't go away no matter how hard you try to ignore it. Those aren't coincidences. Those are Jesus giving you permission, over and over again. The reason you haven't moved yet isn't because you're waiting for His approval. You already have it. You're waiting for your own approval. You're waiting to feel brave enough, ready enough, certain enough. But faith doesn't wait for certainty. Faith moves despite uncertainty. This permission you're waiting for connects to your exhaustion in a powerful way. We'll understand exactly how in the third message, and it will free you completely. Within the next 14 days, you're going to receive one more clear sign. It might be a conversation. It could be an opportunity. It might be a door opening or closing definitively. When you see it, you'll know. That's Jesus saying, this is your permission. Now move. But here's the key. You have to be willing to recognize the sign and act on it. God won't force you forward. He'll guide, confirm, and support. But you have to take the step. Now we come to the third and most powerful message, the one that ties everything together and reveals what Jesus is doing in your life right now. Jesus said, tell them their breakthrough isn't coming despite their current situation, it's coming through their current situation. Everything they're experiencing right now, the exhaustion, the waiting, the testing, is the preparation for what I'm about to give them. But they have to obey what I'm asking them to do. Not next month, not when they feel ready, now. Then He showed me something specific. There's an action you know you need to take. It might seem small or even illogical. It might be something like having a difficult but necessary conversation, making a financial decision that requires trust, letting go of something you've been clinging to, stepping into an opportunity that feels too big, forgiving someone who doesn't deserve it, asking for help after years of doing everything alone, starting something you've been planning forever. You know what it is. That thing you've been thinking about, praying about, making excuses about. That's your obedience assignment. And your breakthrough is on the other side of doing it. Here's where everything connects. Are you ready? Remember when I said your exhaustion connects to the third message? Here's how. You're exhausted because you've been carrying what Jesus has been asking you to release. You've been trying to control what He's been asking you to surrender. You've been holding on to what He's been telling you to let go. The exhaustion isn't just from life's difficulties. It's from spiritual resistance. Your breakthrough requires you to stop carrying what's crushing you and start obeying what He's asking you to do instead. And that permission you've been waiting for, the reason Jesus keeps giving you signs is because your obedience to this next step is your permission. You don't need to wait for more confirmation. The clarity will come through obedience, not before it. Do you see it now? The exhaustion, the waiting for permission, and the call to obedience are all connected. You're tired because you're in resistance. You're waiting for permission because you're afraid of obedience. And your breakthrough is being held back, not by God, but by your hesitation to do what He's already made clear. Jesus said, when they obey, when they finally do that thing they've been avoiding, everything will shift. Doors will open, clarity will come, provision will appear. peace will flood in. Not because obedience earns these things, but because obedience removes the blockage that's been preventing them. Within the next 30 days, if you obey what Jesus is asking, you'll see tangible evidence of breakthrough. A situation that's been stuck will resolve. A relationship will transform. A financial burden will ease. An opportunity will manifest. Something that's felt impossible will suddenly become possible. But it all hinges on your obedience to that one thing He's been asking you to do. Let's bring all three messages together so you understand the complete picture of what Jesus is saying to you this Christmas. He sees your exhaustion. You're not weak. You're tired from being strong. You're not failing. You're weary from faithful endurance. You have permission. Stop waiting for more signs. The pull you feel toward change is His guidance, not your selfishness. Your breakthrough is in your obedience. Do the thing He's been asking you to do, and everything shifts. Here's how they work together. Jesus is acknowledging your exhaustion to give you compassion for yourself. He's giving you permission to remove the guilt that's been holding you back. And He's calling you to obedience because that's where your freedom, peace, and breakthrough live. Here's your practical guidance. First, receive the gift of rest. Jesus isn't asking you to push harder. He's asking you to release what's crushing you. Take this week to identify what you're carrying that isn't yours to carry. Make a list. Then consciously release each burden to God. Second, accept the permission you've been given. Write down the change you've been resisting. Then write these words: Jesus gives me permission to ______________. Read it daily until you believe it. Third, identify your obedience assignment. You already know what it is. That thing you thought of the moment I mentioned obedience. That's it. Now make a plan to do it within the next 7 days. Not perfect execution, just obedient action. Fourth, watch for the confirmations. As you move in obedience, Jesus will confirm you're on the right path. You'll see synchronicities, feel peace, receive unexpected support, and notice doors opening. These are His way of saying, yes, keep going. I'm with you. What's your obedience assignment? You don't have to share details. Just comment, my assignment is clear, to declare your intention to act on it. Jesus said one more thing before the dream ended. He said, tell them I love them. Not because of what they do or don't do. Not because of their faith or their failures. I love them because they're mine. And nothing, no exhaustion, no mistake, no doubt, will ever change that. I don't know what prompted you to watch this video today. Maybe you were scrolling and something drew you. Maybe someone shared it with you. Maybe it appeared randomly in your feed. But I believe with everything in me that Jesus orchestrated this moment. The dream I had this morning wasn't just for me. It was for you. These 3 messages, seeing your exhaustion, giving you permission, calling you to obedience, are directly from Him to you. Your Christmas morning might not look the way you hoped. You might be alone, might be struggling, might be facing uncertainty. But Jesus is speaking to you right now through these words, saying, I see you, I'm with you, and I'm about to do something in your life that will prove my faithfulness. The exhaustion you feel is temporary. The permission you need has been granted. The obedience He's asking for will lead to your breakthrough. Everything is about to shift, not because of this video, but because Jesus is moving in your life and this message is confirmation. Now I want you to do 3 things. First, subscribe to this channel. More messages like this are coming, prophetic words, spiritual guidance, and encouragement for your journey. Don't miss what Jesus wants to speak to you in the days ahead. Second, leave a comment. Tell me which of the 3 messages hit you hardest. Was it the exhaustion, the permission, the obedience, or simply share what you're feeling right now? Your testimony helps others feel less alone and creates a community of believers supporting each other. Third, if this message reached you at exactly the right moment, if you know Jesus orchestrated you finding this video, click that like button. It's your way of saying, I received this, and it helps the message reach others who need to hear it just as desperately as you did. Here's my final word. This Christmas morning encounter wasn't random. This video appearing in your life today wasn't coincidence. Jesus is speaking directly to you, and He's waiting for your response. The exhaustion ends when you release. The waiting ends when you accept. The breakthrough comes when you obey. You are seen. You are loved. You are not forgotten. And your best days aren't behind you. They're ahead of you, waiting on the other side of obedience. Jesus said to tell you one more thing. I'm proud of you. You've done better than you think. And I'm about to prove to you that your faithfulness wasn't in vain. Merry Christmas. Your breakthrough is coming.